Alright, so I want to show you how to properly set up a loft here in Blender, which is basically where you take one shape and you transition it over to another shape. Now I made a video on IG in one of our shorts, and people were having a hissy fit over me saying that you can't do it in Blender. You can do it in Blender, it's just not going to be as accurate. So I'm going to show you the Blender solution and also the Plasticity solution, because they're two very different results, and I'll show you. Now what I see a lot of people do, and this is the incorrect way to do it, I'm going to just use a basic example here. Let's go ahead and rotate this, scale this by 2, and then delete the only faces. Then I'll just go ahead and apply the scale and bevel these vertices here, okay? Now we need to dissolve out that overlap. We'll do that real quick. And then what I want to do here is I want to add in a circle, and we're just going to rotate this, move this over, kind of like that, scale it up, and then we'll join these with Control J, just like that. Now, in order to run a loft in Blender, you have to go here to Preferences, and under Get Extensions, search for Loop Tools. Now, I already have mine turned on, so just turn yours on. And basically what you do, as long as these are joined together with Control J, you can right-click, and then you can go to Loop Tools, and then Loft. Now, the issue with doing it this way is you don't have a one-to-one correspondence between the vertices. If there's more on one than the other, you're going to have these, like, you know, points connecting like two edges into one vertex. And then if I try to subdivide it, it's basically a mess here, right? So what you want to actually do whenever you're performing a loft, you want a one-to-one correspondence. Now, in this example, the way I would go about this is I would add in a circle. I'd rotate the circle, move it back over here, and then I would simply just duplicate this circle and then just take the upper half, then just move that up. Now you're gonna like force it basically to have a one-to-one correspondence here. Just kind of move that down. You could also reset the origin and then selection to cursor. And then again, you just join these together with Control J, and then you can run your loft, and this time the loft is gonna have a perfect correspondence. Now, what I'm going to do here really quick is I'm going to go into the front view and just press R and then hold Control and just rotate this until these are basically like straight and lined up, just like that. And then what we can do is we can right click to shade auto smooth, and then we can run a sub D modifier. Now, when you run the sub D, obviously we don't have faces on either side here. So the moment I try to add in a face, we're going to have this N-gon, which is going to cause this like pumpkin effect. Obviously, you can go in here and run a grid fill. That's fine. You can absolutely do that, but not going to be as good as just adding in a crease with Shift E, and then a crease over here with Shift E as well, right? And then basically you could go in, you could bevel this if you wanted to, and then if you want to clean up the junk geometry, if I go in here into optimal display, if you want to clean up that junk, you can either apply the sub D and then just, you know, fill it that way. Or if you want to keep it non-destructive, you can actually add in a decimate, and that should work if we go to planar and change this angle limit here to 0.1. So it's only like decimating the actual flat areas here, right? And that is basically one way for you to, you know, run a loft in Blender. This is the way I would recommend doing it. Now, obviously, this is not going to be as mathematically correct because, again, we're dealing with polygons. Like, if this didn't have a sub D, it would be pretty, you know, low resolution here. So the sub D kind of rounds this out even more, as you can see, right? Let's go ahead and go into Plasticity, and I'll show you how to do this in Plasticity as well. So Plasticity makes this really easy. Basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add in the same exact thing I did before in Blender. We're going to add in a circle, and again, there's no vertices here, right? This is just a you know, NURB software, so we're not going to be dealing with that. So I can basically move this over here, and then what I could do is I could add in like a center rectangle, for example, and we could basically make the same shape. And then what I would do is I would just go into the point mode and B, and then we can just bevel that right there. And then you just move this over, and what we can basically do is we can shift click on both of these and then just press the L command, and then you're going to have like a an actual, mathematically accurate loft here. As you can see, we'll go into a different mat cap, and this is going to be like, an actual loft. You can go in here, bevel that if you want, chamfer it, whatever you want to do. You can go over to this one, do the same thing. And this is just going to be a little bit more accurate than what you would make inside of Blender. And you can even export this thing into Blender. Obviously you have the triangles, quads, and n-gons option. You're pretty much always going to want to go with one of these two here. And you're going to see it's not going to have like the same, result as you would have inside of Blender, right? So you can kind of play with that and, get a different export. But ultimately, this is going to be the mathematically accurate one, while the one in Blender is going to be, just good enough, basically. So that is how you create a loft inside of Plasticity and inside of Blender. Hope that helps. And if you're new to Blender or new to Plasticity and you want to learn our entire workflow, we have 2 training programs, one for Blender, one for Plasticity, both of which will be linked in the description below. Our accelerator program is specifically for Blender. You're going to get very, very good at Blender in about 2 weeks, and our Plasticity program teaches you Plasticity in about a day because the software is very simple. So if you're interested in those will be linked in the description. It's going to be significantly quicker than trying to learn this on YouTube. So if you value your time, grab those, get a copy. You'll also get 10% off of Plasticity if you're a new Plasticity user, and you should enjoy that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.